Yeah, we were just running a little bit behind because of just, it's been busy. Kind of
busy good day.
Oh, yeah, it's been a busy
good day. Yes,
good day.
Yes, it is.
We appreciate you all joining us tonight. We did a My Girls video with my girl Charlotte. I want to send a shout out to her and tell her thank you so much
Charlotte,
for allowing us to be on her show. I'm just so amazed at the questions you all sent in and were asking. Thank y'all for that. Yes. But don't forget, y'all, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification, y'all, and keep those comments coming.
We love that. We love that so much.
With that being said, Kenneth, we got a comment because someone on the show that we were doing with my girl.
Okay.
Talk girl or my girl. I'm sorry if I messed it up. But anyway, the show that we did the other day.
Yes.
The question they asked, so they say you talked about 3 things that wreak havoc in a relationship, and then they say you talked about 4.
Okay.
And they said they remember you talking about finance, intimacy, communication, and role reversal.
Yes.
They ask role reversal. Why do you think that is becoming such a big thing in relationships now? Why is that bringing, wreaking havoc on relationships right now? Because they know we talked about those 4, but they want to know why now. Why are we seeing that more now? Because they said they heard about finance, intimacy, and communication. They want to know why are we seeing more role reversals now?
Yeah, that's an interesting topic because we have that going on now. Even I was talking to a young man today, and he was just wondering. He said when he met his fiance and he wanted to contemplate marriage, he said she was a gun-ho. She was a go-for-it young lady. She knew what she wanted. She was strong-willed and all of that. He said that she was very independent.
Okay.
And he was wondering, he said, that's the type of lady I'm looking for.
Okay.
And so when he said that, he said, I kind of thought it was going to be good because we could both, keep our careers going. We both could, be tough in our careers. Mm-hmm. But he said once they got married, he said he saw a difference then.
Wait, can you kind of what difference? Not just
he said the difference that he saw was that she wanted to continue to lead. Mm. She wanted to continue to be, that gun-ho wife that he wanted. Yes, a gun-ho independent woman that he wanted. So he said, well, no, he said, I didn't mean it for it to be like that. But I think oftentimes that's what we're running across. Guys are seeing their fiancés when they're dating them being very independent, very strong-willed, and very gun-ho. But I don't think they thought they could change it, but I thought they think they could sell it a little bit where we could come together and both of us work together as a team and make it one.
So I just kind of understand what you're saying as this independent woman that we're talking about, that you are saying that she was independent, she was going, that's what drew her to him, is that he liked that about her, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, but once she came into being a wife, it was like, not that he didn't like it, but he wanted her to pull it back. Is that what you're saying? I'm just
that's
trying to
what he kind of sounded like he wanted to do. He wanted her to slow down and let him lead, and she come alongside him, not behind him and not in front of him, but she come along beside him and help him lead the marriage off.
Did they talk about that before?
Well, he thought he did. He said that when we were dating, he said, I like your personality. I like your strong will. I like you that you know what you mean what you say. You already know what you want to go for. Mm-hmm. He thought we could bring that together, and two powerful persons together become a strong team. That's what he thought.
Okay, so let me ask you this: since we're talking about that role reversal, it's kind of going into being an independent woman. Okay. So, Kenneth, me being the independent woman that I was, because that's where I can relate and ask the question from, because I can only talk about kind of like myself. You like that about me? You like the fact that I could speak my mind. I didn't allow, you to run over me, or, when you said something, I just kind of, you like the independence about me, right?
Right.
So what did you do? Because it wasn't like you tried, because I've said before in the previous video, I had to keep my identity. You still allowed me to be me. So how did you still allow me to be who I am and still not allow me to lead? Because, Kenneth, you always tell me this: if you allow me to lead,
you would lead.
Most definitely I would.
And you would probably do a good job at it.
Okay.
But at the same time, yeah, I really don't want to make that too
I know.
But at the same time, I would always want to be lined up with the will of the Father. Okay. The will of the Father says the husband is supposed to be the head of the wife and the head of the family as Christ is the head of the church. So I always wanted to try to keep that in motion. But, you know, you still are strong-willed. Okay. You still are independent woman. You still are goal-oriented. Okay. You still are those three. But at the same time, we've shown each other down through the years that we could be a team even stronger if we bring those two wheels together, harness them, and kind of keep them as one instead of two.
You just said something interesting. You said you wanted to line up with the Lord's will.
The will of the Father, absolutely.
And that's you being the head.
Like Christ is the head of the church.
Right. And we hear that often. Christ is the head of the church, so wife, the husband is the head of the wife. Yes. So we know, we understand that. But the problem, I think that when we hear that, when I hear that you're the head, I kind of think of you over me, you controlling me. Right. You're trying to tell me what to do. That when you hear head, because I think of, your parents is over you, they're the head of you. You have a big brother, big sister, and I know I'm going off because I know we're talking about relationships and we're talking about marriage, but you got this person that's over you, your boss is the head of you, stuff like that. So I think that's where the negativity come in from. Yeah. Is because we think of it as negative headship.
Right.
You controlling type headship.
Right.
I didn't see you as, let me correct that. I think I did see some of it as a headship because my favorite saying to you was always, "You're not my daddy."
I'm not my daddy.
You're not my daddy. You can't
just because I'm 9 years older than you. I love saying that. I love saying that. But you said, "I'm not your daddy," and I was trying not to be your daddy, but at the same time, I was trying to show, that hey, I can take care of business. I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what I want for this marriage, this relationship, and I want to try to go after it and get it. And then I even had to show you, say, look, now this is the way I see it. Why don't you try it this way sometimes and see if we can go that direction?
But what about what I wanted?
Okay, and that's another point too.
What about what I wanted?
We as men, we have to allow young ladies, our wives, our women, our girlfriends, whichever we prefer.
Okay.
We should allow them an opportunity to lead also.
Okay.
Give
me an example what you mean by that.
Just like finances. I was pretty good at keeping my finances because when I was single, I had money stacked up. I had money saved because I was cheap. They call it what?
You call it frugal. I call it cheap.
They call it frugal or something, somewhere they use
real cheap.
But I was cheap and I knew how to manage my money.
Okay.
So when we came into a relationship and a marriage, you saw that. You said, okay, I see this guy wants to take charge of something. Okay. You were good at handling your money too.
Right.
At the same time. So I had to show you that I can handle our money first and then allow you to go ahead on and lead.
And I'm kind of laughing inside my spirit only because when you said you can handle your money. Yeah, I can handle everybody. I start handling everybody.
Everybody's money. Your money, my money. Our two monies. Yes.
That's why I was laughing. I didn't want to laugh at that, but I just started laughing about that because we just talked about that. But yeah, it's amazing how when we bring it together that me still trying to be independent, because I know I can do it. Like you said, I know I can do this because I did it on my own, being by myself.
For years.
And so a lot of women that I come in contact with, I kind of tell them, and I just know them from just kind of their personality, how they are. And I got a cousin that I always tell her this. I said, it's going to be kind of hard for you to find a husband. Not that you won't find one, but it's going to be hard because it's hard for her to give up that headship, that independence. Let me say that.
Because she's so strong and she's doing such a great job by herself. Yes. And I tell her all the time, you're probably going to need a pastor or a president of a company or something to take over for her because she's so strong, gun-ho, strong-minded, strong-willed. Yes. So she's going to probably need a strong guy to come in there. And if women can only get this into their DNA, that we're not trying to dominate you, we're not trying to overpower you. We're not trying to take over. All we're trying to do is show you that if we could ever come together as a interdependent team, we could almost conquer the world.
Together.
But at the same time, it's hard to see that because both of us or pushing against it.
Right.
We're butting heads like two rams, you know, and we're not allowing ourselves to flow in this relationship.
Yeah, and we got another couple now. I'm talking about some of our couples because we struggle with it, but it just come to mind to me. We had this other couple that she did a great job.
Right.
He loved that about her, that because of the independence she had, the goal mind she had, the goal oriented, everything that she had, he loved that. He loved that drive about her. But for some reason, once they got married, it was almost like, you're not gonna punk me.
Right.
I'm gonna use that term. I'm just saying. I'm not saying she was, but that's kind of how he felt in the relationship. Like, now you can do that here, but you're not gonna be able to do that here.
Right.
So I think once they understood, and that's what reason why I brought that up, because once I understood that, I'm not trying to punk you. I just want you to understand that I'm still here, and I believe I can come along and do a good job as well.
And the enemy really, I'm glad you mentioned that too. The enemy really tricks us with that.
Okay.
He says, now, don't let the wife punk you, don't let the husband punk you. And then next thing you know, he got us split up again.
Exactly.
And if he can ever get us divided, he can conquer us.
Right.
He can conquer,
right.
And that's what he's doing in relationships. He's letting the wife see, go ahead and do a great job and let your husband follow you. And the husband comes along and said, okay, she's doing such a great job. Let me go ahead and let her lead. Now we have a role reversal, and now we have marriages in shambles.
Right.
Because now we're doing it the way the enemy wants us to do it instead of the way it was designed to do.
So tell me a little bit. I'm just saying, I know what does role reversal look like? And I know you saying what she's saying, let her lead. What does the leading headship look like when the woman's trying to lead?
She's doing everything. She's doing everything.
Okay.
She's taking care of the kids.
Okay.
She's taking the kids back and forth to school.
Okay.
While the husband goes off and does his own thing.
Okay.
She comes home. She does her housework.
Okay.
She has to do all that ready. And then at the same time, she has to please her husband at the same time.
Okay.
So she's doing everything. And he's like, girl, you're doing such a great job. He's patting her on the back. Oh, yeah, you're doing good, doing all of this. You're doing great with all this. And, at first she's okay with him cheering her on. He's okay with rah, 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 rah. She's okay with that. Then all of a sudden, she's tired now.
Right.
She's worn out from doing the school, job, kids, family.
Right.
She's worn out, and the husband sitting back like, "Oh, baby, you keep doing a good job. I'm going to go in here and watch ESPN. I'm going to watch Sports Center. I'm going to do my thing while you do your thing." And he just doesn't know. He's wearing his wife out and wearing the relationship out.
So what should it look like if the man is the head? That's what I'm trying to... So you just gave me an illustration of what it looks like.
A woman trying to lead.
So what should it look like when the man leads?
Husband's job is supposed to be the one that wakes up everyone. His job is to wake up the kids. His job is to make sure the household is run properly. He should be the one leading, not the one you have to wake him up. He should be the one waking the kids up, getting them ready for church. And school. And school. And school that too. His job is to do all of that. And then at the same time, be the overseer. Make sure everything is run properly. Make sure he's doing his job. The wife is doing their job. And the kids are doing their job.
Well, because
if he can line up and do all of that, then at the same time, he's showing his wife, this is what it looks like.
Because earlier you just said that our job, when we say role reversals, we're doing everything. So
and he's not doing anything.
Right, but now you're saying he's the overseer.
So he should be doing everything.
Because as an overseer, they don't do anything. Overseers just kind of make sure, almost like tell people what to do.
Right, the overseer should be the one to make sure the household is run properly. He can dictate it, but at the same time help out as he dictates.
Okay, that's what I was waiting to hear. Okay, so what does that look like?
Yeah, and I'm going to give you an example of myself.
Okay.
I tried to wake the family up and make sure breakfast is ready.
You did.
Make sure you all are getting properly ready for work and school.
You did.
And things like that. And at the same time, I'm making sure that the household budget is run too.
Right.
The bills are getting paid on time.
Right.
And that, we're making sure that we have money lined up so we have a rainy day fund and things like that.
Right.
So I'm trying to be the overseer as well as helper at the same time.
Right.
At the same time.
I like that you mentioned that, so that's why I was trying to go, because I want you to mention it, because you did that and you did a great job. I just remember you waking me up instead of me saying, Kenneth, you going to work or you going to church. You would always make sure I was up. You want breakfast? That way I didn't have to worry about trying to feed our producer. I always got to throw that out there, y'all. Look, producer. I had to always
shout out to our producer. Yes.
You at least that took a load off for me that I didn't have to worry about that. And I think as a leader, you should allow my load to be lighter.
Right.
That's what I wanted to break it down to. As the headship of the home, my load shouldn't be heavier. And to me, actually, it should be lighter than what I'm doing. You should make sure that if I'm coming in, I can still do what I need to do and feel like it's not I'm doing more than you're doing.
Right.
It should feel like, man, I don't mind coming in cooking for Kenneth. Now I don't mind coming in. When I come in, I'm gonna wash. Or you said, babe, don't worry about that. Go ahead. I throw them get all the clothes together. I put them in the wash. Don't worry about it. I fold them, or whatever you need me to do. Because I just think a lot of times that's the part where we mess up. Our load should become lighter if we're in this marriage together, and you're leading that.
Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, as the wife is doing all this, she's getting frustrated and she's getting overburdened and overbearing. And we tell them oftentimes, because you wasn't built for this.
Okay.
You ladies were not built to be the head, the leader, the one that's the provider. Your job is not that. Your job is supposed to be come alongside your husband and help him lead. But at the same time, our husbands, we have gotten lazy, we have gotten, stagnant about it. And we're okay. I'm not going to say all of us guys are.
Right.
But some of us guys, we're okay with the wife doing everything.
Right.
And all we do is just come alongside and, hey, we'll put some money in the pot and we'll help her run everything and, just make sure she's doing a good job.
Right.
But now she's overburdened now. Now she's frustrated now. And now our marriage looks like we're in trouble now.
Exactly.
And then we are in trouble.
We are.
And it's hard to reverse that curse.
Okay.
It's very hard because now you want to give the role back to me. I'm looking at you like, I don't want it. You're doing such a great job with it. Why should I want the role back? And then you're burdened down. You're like, I'm so worn out because I'm doing everything. Exactly. I'm paying the bills too and working and keeping the kids. I'm just worn out.
And then when you come in trying to do this to me, I'm looking at you crazy.
Yeah. Like, what do you want?
Exactly.
You don't have time for me? No, I don't.
I don't.
And so we have to learn how to try to reverse that. It's going to be hard.
Right.
It's going to be hard to reverse that. But the main thing is just the wife learning how to take the load off of her and let the husband have it back.
Right. And I will say, y'all, that was a hard transition for me, was relinquishing that role isn't allowing Kenneth to lead, because I'm the type of person, when I like stuff done, and I'm not saying all women, but majority of us, when we want something done, we want it done like right then.
Right.
Like the trash, I'm just using just little stuff like that. We want the trash out. We want you to go wash the car right now. We want you to go put gas in. We want it done right then and there. Whereas I had to understand that Kenneth was getting it done.
It's just not on your terms.
That's the independence part that I had to release and understand, because that was hard for me. Because I was like, okay, when I want this done, I can do it right now. When Kenneth get it done, he's going to do it on his time. And
I'm going to do it when the football game is on at halftime. I can take the trash out. Trash man's not running anyway. But you didn't seem to see that at the time. Like you said, you wanted it done your way. And so we had to explain that, like, okay, these are the things that you want accomplished.
Yes.
Here's the time frame that we have. We have to do it before the day is out.
Right.
Can you allow me to do it before the day is out? And you have to look back and say, I guess so, since I can't get it done my time on my terms.
Right.
So I had to let you see that it's going to get done. It's just not going to get done on your terms.
But you know what helped us? Going back to what we've been talking about since day one, communicating.
Absolutely.
Only way we got through that is us sitting down, really communicating and understanding your point of view. You understanding my point of view. Like I said, didn't mean you was right or I was wrong. We just had to understand it from each one's point of view. Just like you just said, the trash man wasn't running in like 2 minutes from there. When I say to Kenneth, can you take the trash out? He wasn't running that fast. I just wanted it done at that particular time.
Right.
And I had to understand, just because Kenneth's not doing it right now on my time, don't mean he's not going to do it. He just needed to do it, and I just had to understand that. And I'm telling y'all, ladies, when I tell y'all, I was so frustrated. I was so frustrated because I'm like, why can't he take it out right now? He was like, well, why do I have to take it out right now? As long as it get taken out. And I had to understand that. That was hard for me to understand.
And you know something, you mentioned communication. Mm-hmm. That is an art that we have to learn how to get it down pat. Mm-hmm. If we can ever get that art down pat, talking to each other. You know, without walking around on eggshells. I'm scared to hurt your feelings. Right. You're scared to hurt my feelings. Yes. If I say something, oh, you might get mad. Yes. You say something, oh, I might get mad. If we ever learn how to communicate, you know, with a softer approach with each other, with a better approach with each other, mm-hmm. life can be a little bit more simple. But that's the key. We just got to learn how to do it. And it's an art that you have to pick up and learn how to do in order to make your relationship even better.
I think just like what you and I are doing, even though we're talking to people on this vlog and podcast, I just think you and I just sitting here talking to each other. This right here, it could be kind of a model of what we're talking about. Not necessarily they're doing it to a camera, but I'm saying you and I, we don't have any devices. We're listening to.
We're in close proximity with each other. I can hear you. You know, and you're looking at me. Sometimes I'm looking at you. And guess what? We have shut off the world.
Right.
And we're just sitting here listening to each other.
Right.
Communicate with each other. Talk to each other. Learn a little bit more about. Right. And guess what? When you do that, you can learn more about your wife than ever before. The wife can learn more about the husband than ever before. And we just learn how to talk, listen. And then, you know, speak our minds.
Right.
And let each other have their say so.
Because I think that's what helped us. And I'm just saying, y'all, that to me has really helped us thus far, because I know I'm stubborn. I know Kenneth's stubborn. I know I'm bullheaded.
I raise my hand. I am stubborn.
Bullheaded
too. I want my way sometimes.
Right. But I think that's what helped us, because we realized both of two stubborn people, we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it because you trying to get your, I want my way, you want your way.
Right.
Okay. We realize that. So how can we realize, me being the independent woman that I am, you being the man that you are because you've been on your own, you've been married before, you know what it looks like. How can we bring this thing together and it work? Because we had to do that.
Woo, you said the bottom line, work. W-O-R-K.
Yes.
It is hard work trying to do this. It is hard work trying to keep a marriage together. It's hard work trying to keep, you know, a family together.
Right.
So that's what we have to learn how to do. We have to learn how to roll up our sleeves, like we always tell them. Roll up our sleeves and let's go to work.
Okay.
Let's just look at the bottom line. At the end of the day, we want this relationship to look healthy, not perfect. But we want this relationship to look healthy.
Yes.
And by any means necessary, we're willing to do that.
We are willing to do that.
I'm willing to set my pride aside.
Yes.
And you're willing to
set mine aside.
Set your pride aside. Right. And we try to just act like intelligent adults.
Exactly.
And try to make this marriage go in the direction that it was designed to go.
Now, I will say, when we did this, it wasn't easy. We didn't just come like we doing now, just able to just talk. No, it was some struggles because I was still holding on to my independence.
Right.
And so, in order for us to do it, I'm not gonna say lower myself. I just had to hear. And that's what I'm saying. It's not low. Neither one of us lowered anything. Only thing we did was able to hear and listen to each other.
Because I didn't want you to lower your standards. I married you for the woman you were. You were strong. You know, I didn't want a weak wife. I didn't. And I tell guys this too. And the guys said that. I don't want a weak wife. I want my wife to be strong. I want her to be tough. Right. So when tough times come, you know, she can say, okay, Kenneth, I'm tough, you tough. Let's go ahead and handle this situation. Right. I don't want a wife that will fall apart when opposition comes.
Right.
Or when situations come, when trials and tribulations come. Right. I wouldn't want a wife to fall apart like that. So that's why I really admired about you, because you were strong-willed.
Yes.
You were ready to go. You don't take much teeth for the feeding. That's old talk right there. That means she don't take much, she won't take much trash. You ain't gonna do a whole lot of talking to her, because every now and then I have to calm her down. We were in the store the other day at Walmart, and I was a little ahead of her, and I heard her start bumping her gums. I said, oh Lord, I know something's going on now. And I just looked back there, and we always have a saying or a word that we can say to each other and get our attention. And so she was back there, and this guy was talking to her, and he was in a wheel, in one of the roller carts, and he was talking noise to her, and she was getting at him. And I asked her, I said, what does that have to do with you? And I had my back turned to her. I said, what does that have to do with you? She said, he didn't want to run his mouth with me. I'm going to run. I said, what does that have to do with you? And she knew what that meant. So she started walking on off away from the guy and came up to where I was. And I just kind of looked at the guy, and I said, guy, you better be glad I pulled off of you, because this woman here is tough. you know, but at the same time, we know each other's terminology.
We do.
And that's what I like about it. When you heard me say that, that means kind of walk away from that situation.
Yeah.
It was not worth all the gun bumping that he was doing.
Exactly.
You know? Yes.
Exactly. And then on the flip side, I was like, but he spoke to me first. I was minding my business.
Right, you were. And
he said something to me.
And you were.
And like Kenneth said, what does that have to do with you? Had he not said anything to me, I probably would have never said anything to him.
And that's what I like about it.
I'm working on that, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that because I believe this. Just because I feel that way, this was helping me. Yeah. Just because I feel that way, don't mean I need to say it at that particular moment.
Yeah. And we were in the store and we didn't even make a scene or anything like that. And so I just told her, I said, it's not worth it. Let's just.
I did.
And then sometimes she has to pull me off of guys because you know people rub me the wrong way, and she'll say a word or something or have a slogan or something that she'll say, and I look like. Okay, I understand that. Then, right. And so that's what I like about it, that we can calm each other down in the heat of the battle.
I do too. I love that. I love that. We hope that this particular episode has helped you to understand, even though you're an independent woman, and even though you're a man that can lead or has his own thing, leadership or headship does not mean dictatorship.
Right.
That's not what we're saying. Headship means
that you're in charge, that you're in charge. You don't have to worry about that. I don't even have to walk around with my shoulders all up and boasting that I'm in charge. My wife knows I'm in charge.
Yeah.
My family knows I'm in charge. We all know that, so I don't have to brag or boast about it. But our job is to just make sure we're showing leadership. Because if you ask someone to follow you, you have to make sure you're going somewhere. Because my wife said, I don't want to walk around in circles. Exactly. I want to go forward. Exactly. So we have to show leadership and show that we know what direction we're going, what purpose we have for our family, what purpose we have for our relationship, and go that direction.
And I'm going to challenge the men. My husband used to do, but before we end, I'm going to challenge the men. If you're looking to get married, or if you're contemplating marriage, write a plan of what it looks like, what your marriage look like, okay?
What's your purpose? What's your direction?
What's your direction of this relationship? Ladies, write yours, and then y'all bring that thing together and see how we can bring it together and incorporate it together.
Yes.
That's what I want you to do. Those that are married, if you haven't have a plan, see how she can come alongside, because I always tell people, if we were moving furniture out of this house and Kenneth got help right here, and he don't use it, that's on him. I mean, I'll sit with my legs up. If he want to move a couch, a TV, a bed by himself, go right ahead. We won't, me and the producer, we're gonna just sit and watch TV or just whatever you want. But you'll be foolish to have the help right there and not take advantage of it and not use it when it's right there. So you got with that, Kenneth got with me because of something that inspired, that drew me to him. So that he saw in me drew me to him, allowed me to come alongside of him so we can be a better team.
Right. So make sure you have a goal in mind.
Yes.
Make sure you and your family are goal-oriented, that we are ready to move forward in our relationship, we're ready to move forward in our marriage, and we're ready to move forward in history. Yes. So
with that being said, y'all, we thank y'all for tuning in. We look forward to seeing y'all. I did post that I was going to go live. I'm definitely going to go live next week. So watch us next week.
Yes.
We'll go live, and we look forward to seeing y'all. Y'all enjoy and have a good evening.
Good evening. Thank you.
Have a good one.